Good evening, hello and welcome to V8 Online. It's the final round of the Down Under Graphics Sprint Car Summer Series. We've had a fantastic series so far in this one. Not far off getting the cars out on track for qualifying for this final round. Our apologies, we are having a few technical issues. We're trying to fix them on the fly, but things are not working as expected tonight. But Jay Kennedy and Brett Wheeler in the commentary box. Brett, we've had a very, very entertaining series so far. Gremlins have definitely come out because I've lost audio with Brett as well. I can see him talking, but I can't hear him. Hang on, we'll try and fix this. Sorry, guys. Everything's gone belly up tonight. That's never good. Let's see if this works. There we go. Got you now. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Welcome along, mate.
No worries. I forgot what I was saying, but hey, yeah, no, glad to be back. And you know, as you said, we've had a pretty good 3 weeks so far. It all comes to a wrap up here tonight. At Volusia, you'll see the track starting to widen up throughout the heat races, and hopefully, sort of come feature race time, you know, we're going to see the track, you know, with multiple grooves.
Yeah, it should be an entertaining track too. It's one that's not as used as some of the others, and I really like this track. The couple of races that I've actually been able to do have been very, very entertaining at this track. It should be a good one, nice and wide, basically one huge long corner, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like a D-shaped track. You know, when you think about it, especially, you know, going down the back straight, it sort of, you know, curves into that, you know, turn 3 and 4. So, you know, it should be an eventful night. I think we've got once again another sort of 30-car field. You know, who's going to take out the championship? More than likely, the number 9 Joel Berkeley. I believe all he'd have to do was finish sort of inside the top 10, and he should have that championship locked up.
Yep, it's going to be pretty tight. The disappointing news is one of the guys fighting for a podium, our friend here at V8 Online, Cameron Dance, he's had a power outage and doesn't look like he's going to be able to complete the series. He was fighting for third. I think he was just in 4th position. So disappointing way for his championship to end. And nonetheless, actually it was tied for third, but nonetheless it's still going to be pretty tight, especially for that third step on the championship podium between King, Hobson, Gosley and Harris.
Yeah, it all comes down, you know, to the final race, and you know, over the last 3 weeks we've pretty much seen a sort of a TTL dominance on the dirt side of things. So look, yeah, those guys have they're experienced campaigners. They know what to do. They know how to get the job done. So look, wouldn't be surprised if we see a TTL either 1-2 or 1-3 or even 2-3.
Yep, Berkeley, Hewitt have been the two throughout the series. Berkeley with just consistent running. He's done a very, very good job. But last week didn't quite go fully to plan for the TTL Esports boys with a little bit of a big accident. Well, not a little bit, a big accident in lap 1 of the A main final last week.
Yeah, it was kind of a strange one. You know, I think it was Tim Harris, you know, coming together with Bob King, and then sort of, you know, Lewis Hewitt coming through, caught the raw end of that stick, you know, as did Bob King as well. So but that certainly hurt Lewis's championship points. You know, the first 2 weeks, you know, he picked up the victory, you know, by not a lot of time over the first 2 weeks, I should say. So, you know, he was very disappointed, you know, what had happened. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a sprint car race. You take the good with the bad, and I guess, you know, you have to take the bad with the good.
Yeah, it's been a pretty entertaining series throughout. We've seen some really, really tight action, really, really tight racing. No doubt we will see it very, very tight and close again tonight. Before we get into qualifying, what's your predictions for the night?
Wow, look, if the internet and the netcode stuff stays away from the 12 machine of Alex Bergeron, you know, he's certainly going to be one to watch. Lewis Hewitt's always fast around. He's sort of fast everywhere. If Bergeron can stay out of trouble, I think we're going to have a Bergeron, Berkeley, and Hewitt podium.
Yeah, they're probably the three based on pace to really watch tonight. And we've seen a few other guys, they try and fight and work their way up and have a little bit of bad luck throughout the end of the night, and heats haven't quite gone the way that they would like, and found themselves coming through the B mains and not really as high up as we would expect. And we're just getting advanced now in to start qualifying, but there's quite a few names in this list, a pretty big list of names anyway, that really are in with a shot of winning this night. You can't say that any in this field don't have a chance.
No, you're exactly right, and that's been the case throughout the whole entire summer series. It hasn't been just you look out for these couple of guys. It's the whole field, and it all comes back down to having that luck on your side. But hey, qualifying, getting set and underway here.
Yep, we've got I think Trent Gosley's going to be the first one to get out and get a time in the books. My apologies, there's no audio from that as well, so I'll try and fix that in just a moment as well as Gosley crossed the line. But Vince Romeo at the top of the timesheets straight off the bat. A fairly quick track once again, this one, and the guys have been told no laps during that warm-up phase. So it's going to be a fairly fresh track for the races as well as the A main when we get around to that very soon.
Yeah, so just looking at the timesheets at the moment, the 91 TTL Esports driver, Dylan Sharman, quick time with a 13.687. I'm watching Alex Bergeron right now come out of turn 4, 13.6. I think he just ran out of fuel at the line, so 3/1000ths of a second. And also out on the racetrack going into turn number 3 and 4 to get his green flag run for qualifying is the championship leader in the car number 9, the TTL Esports of Joel Berkeley. We'll see what Berkeley can do. Vince Romeo still sits third. Scott Butler in fifth. Actually, Trent Gosling in fourth, and Scott Butler rounds out the top 5. Berkeley, first lap time will be a 13.719. A 13.719. That puts him to position number 3.
Let's see if he can go quicker on this second lap. Get some audio working after this qualifying run is done. Jock Goodyear jumps into third position. Second lap for Berkeley, nowhere near as quick. So really is going to have to be done for these guys on the first lap. See what Lewis Hewitt can do. He comes in to start his flying lap. Actually, that is his first flying lap. Way down in the field, though. That's not where we'd expect him to be in 21st. To see if he can get some more time out of this car on this second lap. And he does improve. 13.775 slots into 9th position.
Well, we're talking about how close the times were, less than a tenth separating our top 9 drivers, and it's filled with a bunch of TTL drivers. On the racetrack now in the Synergy Sim Racing, car number 22, it's Daniel Gow. 13.937 was his first lap. His second lap is a 13.725, jumps to position number 5. And a nice run there from Daniel Gow and his teammate Brenton Hobson. 13.968 on his opening lap. That puts him 20th quick. So Hobbo will look to try and jump towards the top of the charts and see if he can't put that number 88 in pole position. But it's going to be 16th quick.
Coming off for 6th in V8 Scops over the weekend. Cody Morosky having a little bit of trouble to start his second lap, and he is done already. Harry Edwards will be the next one out. We've only got 3 drivers left to put in a lap time. Top 25 of our 26 that have done a lap under half a second. Incredibly close out there at the moment, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, as I said, it's been like that since round 1. There hasn't been a dominating performance. They've all been fairly close, but a couple of cars on the racetrack now. Dean Thrower in car number 44 and Harry Edwards in that 66 machine. We'll see what times these guys can do. It's Dean Thrower, 13.945. That's 20th quick. Harry Edwards, 21st quick with a 13.955.
If Thrower can get a better second lap in, and it doesn't look like he will. Into the 14s on his second lap. Edwards does improve on his second lap. Slots into 17th position. That is 28 of our 29 car field done. Ryan Gorton, the only driver yet to post a time, and I'm not sure if he will be doing a time as well. So we might nearly be done for qualifying at the moment.
And so at the moment, while we've sort of got a couple of minutes left in the qualifying session, we'll see if Ryan Gordon does go on the track, but we'll go through the times at the moment. Dylan Sharman sits in position number 1 with a 13.687. Alex Bergeron sits second quick with a 13.690, and Jock Goodyear rounds out the top 3 with a 13.698. Joel Berkeley in fourth quick with a 13.719. Daniel Gow rounds out the top 5 with a 13.725. Ryan Gordon on the racetrack in that Synergy Sim Racing 888 machine. We'll have 2 laps of qualifying around the Volusia Speedway Park here, located in Barberville, Florida. Ryan Gordon on his first lap of qualifying. It's a 13.970, 23rd quick for Ryan Gordon, a 13.970. Looking to improve on lap number 2. Looks a little better, I'm not going to lie. Second lap, 13.905, puts him to position number 19. And I think I counted 28 guys, which will give us 3 heat races. Therefore, the inversion will be 12. So the guy, whoever is sitting 12th, or 10th, 11th, and 12th will start on the pole for their respective heat races.
Which will be Lewis Hewitt, Scott Butler, and Josh Schuberth. The lucky men that will get the pole. And interestingly, that those 3 separated by almost nothing. Actually, sorry, Tim Harris and Lewis Hewitt separated by nothing at all. So that'll be interesting to see who gets the luck of the draw in that aspect. As session now is officially over, we can now, hopefully, we can get things working tonight. Hopefully have the grid up on screen for this heat. Will be Hewitt, Romeo, Berkeley, Sharman. I forget who you said.
Smith.
Lachlan Smith is in the IRFF events account. And then Bretton Hobson, Ryan Gordon, Dean Thrower, Gav Sadler, and Trent Vardy, the 10 cars in heat number 1.
I want to start to heat number 1. We are going to have here in just a moment as we wait for all the cars to get on the racetrack, and then these drivers will have 2 pace laps behind the iRacing official pace track, 10 laps of distance in each heat race. Top 5 will go straight through to the main event. The rest of the guys will go into the respective B mains. And we will have 3 heat races. We'll have 2 B mains. And then there'll be a 2-minute warm-up session, which, as Jay said earlier on, there'll be no cars on track, so we can kind of have a breather. Because these heat races, Jay, they go fast, and they are back-to-back.
Yep, there's no time to get a breath, no time for a replay. But these races have been absolutely action-packed the whole way through, and it's been an absolute pleasure hosting the broadcast side of this series. It's been a phenomenal series, and more events to come in the future for sure.
Look, it's certainly been fun and enjoyable. I mean, it all started on round 1 where I think, cast a memory back, I think it was won by 0.063 of a second. So, well, that might have been week 2. It might have been 0.016, something like that. But there was less than a tenth separating round 1 and round 2 finishes. Tim Harris getting the job done last week at Knoxville. So, who's going to take out round 4? Who will be the championship, the Down Under Graphics Sprintcar Summer Series champion? The final round of the series as the drivers will start to roll off behind the iRacing official pace truck. And the heat is filled with a couple of TTL drivers inside of the top 2 rows. The Lewis Hewitt in that 666 machine will start on pole, will have command of the field. In fact, they go when the officials tell them to go. Vince Romeo in the 077 will start out of position number 2. TTL row number 2 on the inside. Championship leader Joel Berkeley starts out of position number 3. And tonight's quick time, the 91 of Dylan Sharman starts out of position 4. Lachlan Smith in the black and blue, number 911, starts out of position number 5. The SSR 88 machine of Bretton Hobson starts out of position number 6. Out of position number 7, it's going to be Ryan Gordon in that SSR machine. In fact, I'm not sure.
I don't believe he's taking the grid.
No. right, which will bump up the black and red 71 of Gavin Sadler. He will start out of position 7. Dean Throw will start out of position 8. And Trent Vardy will start at the back of the bus in this one all alone. We get set for heat race number 1. 10 laps on the board. Essentially 5 miles of racing to come. The final round of the Down Under Graphics Sprint Car Summer Series kicks off now, and we are green. Hewitt gets a good launch into 1 and 2 on the top side. 3 wide, Sharman around the outside of Berkeley on the inside of Romeo. Here comes Lachlan Smith. The battle is on for second right now. Romeo takes command of second right now. Hewitt will lead the opening lap as they go into 1 and 2. Oh, Smith has to check up a bit there, and that allowed Berkeley to get on by. And here comes Brendan Hobson looking to the inside of Lachlan Smith. That's your battle for 5th right now. Oh, Hobbo gets into the left rear of Lachlan Smith, and well, they all seem to keep it going, but he loses a ton of ground, and he's now back there in 8th position. Meanwhile, back up and out in front is the 666 of Lewis Hewitt. Wouldn't say a commanding lead. He's just got just under 2/10 of a second lead over Vince Romeo in second. Doing a nice job too, I might add. And Dylan Sharman in third, tonight's fastest driver in qualifying, looking to make up some more positions here in heat race number 1. 4 down, 6 to go. Down the back straightaway, Hewitt still leads Sharman. Berkeley up top. In fact, they're all up top. Berkeley was a lane higher as Hewitt. He's looking nice and smooth, but that 077 of Vince Romeo is starting to creep ever so closely to the green and white machine. Romeo splitting up this TTL podium at the moment. He's sitting in second spot. You just feel that he may have something here for Lewis Hewitt right now in the closing stages of this one. Hewitt has led all 7 laps so far with 3 to run. Sharman now starting to pressure Vince Romeo for second, I should say. Only lost 1 car in this one, and that's Dean Thrower in the 44. 1.5 to go right now, and you can dead set throw a blanket over your top 4. Sharman to the inside in 3 and 4. That allows Berkeley to get a run on the outside, side by side. This is a battle for third. Sharman slides up. Berkeley gets around him. Sharman back to the inside, looking to throw a slide job. Oh, contact between the two, and both of them go upside down. And oh my, championship at stake. Lewis Hewitt gets the win second. Vince Romeo, Gavin Sadler, Lachlan Smith, Gavin Sadler, and Trent Vardy. Your top 5, Brendan Hobson, Dylan Sharman, Joel Berkeley, and Dean Thrower, all in the B main. And wow, contact between the teammates on the last corner.
That'll be a very, very heated discussion between the TTL drivers. And again, we apologize for having all sorts of technical issues with visuals. Audio is all good, but visuals are not working as we would hope. So our apologies for that. Trying to fix it on the fly. We'll see where we go. Hopefully it will be fixed by the end of the night. But Heat 1 was anything to go by. We are going to be in for a fantastic show. This race here, we have Butler, Gosling, Gow, Bergeron, King, Edwards, Broden, Harris, Maloney, and Morosky. Another close field that really could see any of these drivers come through.
Yeah, it'll be top 5 to go through yet again, as the second place car, the second place finisher in this one will actually start out of position number 2. So something to think about for the guys that are running sort of first, second, or third, if they want to try and sandbag with this heat racing format with the inverts. So, as Jay said, Scott Butler in the number 94 will start on pole. In car number 6, it's going to be Trent Gosling starting out of position number 2. Daniel Gow starts out of position at number 3. The outside in the Dirt Collective, number 12, it's Alex Bergeron. In the SSR 51, it's Bob King out of position number 5. Harry Edwards, the fake hectic. Harry Edwards starts out of position number 6 in the double 6 machine. In the 16, Robert Bowden starts out of position 7. Ryan Harris in that 26 will start out of position number 8. Jake Maloney starts out of position 9 in the 29. And starting position number 10, the 21 of Cody Morosky. So we get set for another 10 laps on the board. Bit of controversy down in the TTL Esports truck and trailers. We got a couple of drivers that are not too happy with each other as we get set for heat race number 2, Butler and Gosley. Butler, nice job to time in and have a front row start, but he gets a good start. And Daniel Gow straight to second place right now. Gosley in third, and here comes Bergeron. He got around the outside of the 51 of Bob King. They go into 3 and 4. Harris gets a big run now on Cody Morosky. About there at 6th or 7th place right now. So a nice little battle brewing between Edwards, Morosky, and Harris. Slide job from Bergeron to take over third on Gosley. Gosley goes from 3rd to 5th as Bob King got underneath him as well. Try and keep an eye on that battle for the final podium, final transfer spot, I should say, that occupied by the black and yellow number 6 of Trent Gosley. Brian Harris right in behind him, and followed by Harry Edwards and Jake Maloney. As it's still Scott Butler in the 94 leading Daniel Gow in the track star. Synergy Sim Racing number 22. Gow looking to try and take this race lead in the next couple of laps. 4 down. Make that 5 down and 5 to run as they come past the start-finish line right now. Gosley with his hands full of the 26 of Ryan Harris in turns number 1 and 2. Couple of car lengths in between the pair of them right now. Go back to Harry Edwards trying to make it work. Meanwhile, Bergeron, you're seeing that number 12. He's in third at the moment. He went to the low side in turns 3 and 4. So searching around for some grip and some moisture on the racetrack right now. Meanwhile, Gow still running up behind Scott Butler. 7 laps complete and 3 laps left to run. Trent Gosley is out of a transfer spot. He's had an accident of some sort. And that's going to put Harry Edwards and Ryan Harris fighting it out for fifth and 6th right now. And a nice slide job there by Harris on Edwards. Harris into the wall. Edwards going to slide him back into turn 1 and 2. This is the battle for 5th and 6th at the moment. Give it to Harris down the back straight away. They both run the slide job line. Back up towards the front of the field. No change. Butler, Gow, Bergeron, and King. Nose to tail. Edwards with a slider on to Harris. Edwards down the back straight away. He's got 2 more corners to hang on. And he will hang on. Scott Butler picks up the win. Daniel Gow 2nd, 3rd. Alex Bergeron 4th is going to be Bob King. Harry Edwards 5th. 6th is going to go to Ryan Harris, Jake Maloney, Cody Morosky, Trent Gosley, and Robert Bowden. Your 10 finishers in heat race number 2.
Another entertaining heat once again, and yeah, Gosley just got clipped that little wall that sticks out in the back straight there, and that sent him around about halfway through the race. And very, very easy to do at this circuit to have those sort of issues as we get ready for the final heat race of the night. We've got Schubert, Harris, Robbie, Goodyear, Schultz, Filand, Gerardus, Kelly, and Piskalik. The 9 cars in this one, 29 in total for the night. We won't have 4 heats, we'll have 3, which means that we're already getting into the business end of the night, which is fantastic.
Yep, certainly isn't. Probably about halfway through the night so far. It doesn't take very long at all with this new heat racing format, and it's great from a broadcaster's point of view because you don't have to sit around for 2 or 3 hours waiting for the lineups to get set. It's set automatically. You go out there and you do your heat race.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic addition. We've seen some of these nights go well and truly late into the night, and this format's been really, really fun to watch as well. The guys sort of strategize a little bit and don't push as hard necessarily in that mid-pack in the heats. In saying that, we've just seen the complete opposite of that between teammates in that first heat. So it's going to be another exciting one. Not sure who to put my money on in this one. I'm going to sit on the fence again. I'm going to have splinters by the end of the night for sure.
Just a reminder, if you weren't watching in the first heat race, I'm going to bring this up. Might be a sore point for some of the drivers, but Dylan Jarman got into Joel Berkeley as they were running third and fourth in heat race number 1 on the final corner. But Joshua Schubert, Tim Harris, James Robbie, Jock Goodyear, John Schultz, Zach Phelan, Brett Gerrard, Aaron Kelly, Mitchell Piskalik, your 9 cars in heat race number 3. 10 laps on the board. Another 5 transfer. Joshua Schubert, really impressive last week at the Knoxville Raceway. Timing in, I believe, in the top 3. Now, it's going to be Tim Harris to right around the outside of Schubert. The Schubert fighting back on the inside. And here comes John Schultz around. He's spun around. He's been hit from all angles. And we stay green as James Robbie in the black and green 41 up to position 4. But the battle on for the race lead. Once again, it's TTL teammates running 1-2. Tim Harris leads Jock Goodyear. Schubert in 3rd, James Robbie in 4th, and 5th is Brett Gerrard in that 42. He's got Aaron Kelly in behind him, but the battle towards the front of the field right now. Harris is actually driven away here from the 15 of Jock Goodyear, who we haven't seen in the Sprintcar Summer Series. Obviously had the real-life commitments and stuff like that, so he hasn't really shown his potential, but we all know that what the potential the kid has to offer. Meanwhile, Tim Harris, a dominating performance so far, 15.645 on that previous lap. Although Jock Goodyear was fast on that last lap, he starts to catch up to the 48. Joshua Schubert, not a surprise packet really out of this over the past couple of weeks in that Momo 83. Go back to James Robbie and Brett Gerrard rounds out the top 5, and wow, we had a big wreck in 1 and 2. That's Aaron Kelly. Not sure if you caught that one on screen, but man, thank God for that catch fence because he was absolutely gone. I'm pretty sure that in baseball terms, he was out of here. So Goodyear starting to close in on his teammate right now. He runs the bottom side in turn number 3 and 4. Gets awfully close to that tyre barrier on the exit of turn number 4. Goes to the high side in 1 and 2. 2.5 to run for last week's feature winner here at Knoxville, but as we run at Volusia this week for the final round of the series. And Goodyear, he's starting to close in. In fact, he's a car length away from him, ducked to the inside into turn 1 and 2. He's got the race lead, and man, he has found something on the bottom and through the middle of 1 and 2. Harris trying to fight back on the outside, side by side, giving the Goodyear as a white flag is out. Slide job from Goodyear. Harris checks up, and now he tries to cross back underneath him down the back straight away. Goodyear goes low. Harris goes up top out of turn number 4. It's going to go to Jock Goodyear, getting the win. What a drive. Starting out of position number 4, he will get the win. Tim Harris will grab 2nd, and Tim Harris will start on pole for tonight's main event. Joshua Schubert, James Robbie, Brett Gerrard, all transfer, as it's going to be Mitchell Piskalik, Zach Phelan, Aaron Kelly, and John Schultz, all in a B main, and B main getting set right now. 1 B main, and it's going to be top 9 to transfer.
Yep, so the field is Hobson, Harris, Piskalik, Sharman. I know Sharman will not be happy to be in this field with Maloney, Filan, Berkeley, Morosky, Kelly, Thrower, Gosley, Schultz, Gorton, and Bowden. We lose 5, 9 go through to give us a 24 car A main. Going to be very, very hotly contested around that 8, 9, 10, 11 mark, isn't it?
It certainly is, and I tell you what, if I'm Joel Berkeley, yes, top 9 transfer. He starts out of 7th. I mean, with a couple of guys that are fairly fast as well. I mean, all these guys are fast, really. But with guys behind him that are going to be desperate for that final transfer spot, even to lock themselves into that top 9, he's got to be careful starting mid-pack, because this is where he can come unstuck, and this is where a championship can be won or lost if he gets involved in somebody else's mess. So the B-main lineup consists on, starting on the pole in the 88 is Brenton Hobson. To the outside, the 26th of Ryan Harris. At a position number 3, it's going to be Mitchell Piskalik. At a position number 4, it's going to be Dylan Sharman. Jake Maloney starts out of position 5 to his outside in the 49. Zach Phelan starts out of position 6. Joel Berkeley starts out of position number 7. Alongside him is Cody Morosky. Aaron Kelly starts out of 9. You go back to Dean Thrower out of position number 10. Trent Gosley and John Schultz occupy row number 6. And the back row is Ryan Gordon and Robert Bowden. As it's going to be 12 laps of distance, so just adding 2 laps to a heat race. And the top 9 will tag the back of the 15 cars that have already made it through to tonight's feature. And something I didn't expect in this one is 4 TTL cars in the B main. I think they've already got they've got Hewitt, Goodyear, and the other Harris, so they've got 3 inside of the main event already. We are green here at Volusia. For the B main, Sharman looks to the inside of Harris, and he's going to make the pass for second right now on the outside of Piskalik as they go into 3 and 4. Berkeley already up to position number 5, working that low side of the racetrack. Sharman up to position number 2 and not done with yet because Hubba, you're going to have your hands full of the 91. Meanwhile, Harris around the outside of Piskalik as they go into 3 and 4. On the top side of the racetrack, Piskalik on the low side. Oh, Piskalik comes up and almost takes them both out. But thankfully, Harris got out of the gas. Meanwhile, new race leader is Dylan Sharman. He took a slider into 1 and 2. Hobbo trying to fight back on the inside. Not going to happen. Dylan Sharman. Oh, Berkeley and Piskalik. How did they save that? I thought for all money they were gone. Berkeley up to 4th, and he is not. He is PI55ED right now. Battle on. Here comes Hobson back to the inside of Sharman. This is your race for the race lead. And these 2 guys are really going at it right now in turn number 3 and 4. 5 laps complete. 7 to run here. Hobbo continuing to lead off for turn number 2. How about Harrison Berkeley battling it for 3rd and 4th right now? Harris on the top side, Berkeley on the low side. There is battles action aplenty right now. Here at Volusia, 3rd will go to Berkeley at the line. Sharman closes in on Hobson in turn number 3 and 4. Hobbo through the middle, Sharman through the low side. And Berkeley starting to pull away from the 26 of Ryan Harris right now, as does Hobbo. He starts to pull away from Sharman. And that's very impressive from Brendan Hobson. At the moment, continuing with Dylan Sharman. He was tonight's fastest qualifier. 8 down, 4 to run here in tonight's B main. Oh no, Dean Thrower. Will lap traffic play a part in this B main? And no, he pulls to the inside and letting all the cars go by. So a smart option there for Dean Thrower. Meanwhile, Jake Maloney and Mitchell Piskalik battling it out for 5th and 6th at the moment. Wow, Piskalik with a big slide job on Maloney. Maloney had the big balls of steel to run around the outside. Morosky in 7th, Schultz in 8th, and 9th is going to be Robert Bowden, I believe.
Lossley.
Trent Gossie, I'm trying to find him on the racetrack. There he is, he's in front of Bowden, so he must be a lap down. But go back up towards the front of the field. In fact, it's checkers out right now. Brenton Hobson gets the win. Dylan Sharman 2nd. 3rd, we'll go to Joel Berkeley. 4th, Ryan Harris. Jake Maloney 5th, Mitchell Piskwick, Cody Morosky, John Schultz, and Trent Goslie. Your top 9 to transfer: Robert Bowden, Dean Thrower, Aaron Kelly, and Zach Phelan and Ryan Gorton. All those 5 drivers will be forced to sit out, and we finally get a breather, Jay. It's 2 minutes of breathing time.
Only 2 minutes though. Nah, it's going to be very, very hotly contested. A main, as we saw over the last 3 races. This championship will be decided in this race, which is awesome that we're going to have that. But the money at the moment is, well, the favourite at the moment, you would have to say, is Berkeley. But he's got a lot of hard work to do coming through the B main. He's going to start from the back of the field. He's got a bit of work to do. But we've seen throughout this series, it doesn't really matter where you start, because you can find your way through if you've got pace.
You certainly can. Yeah, he's got to start position number 18, Lewis Hewitt. Yeah, he's going to start position number 6. So, I mean, if Hewitt is to win this championship, I think Berkeley's had, 3 seconds so far in the series. or 2 seconds and a third. It's one of the two. It's going to be tough for him to get through this field. Being such a hotly contested field, all drivers are fairly equal on pace. It's those extra guys that just somehow find that extra pace and stuff like that. So I mean, that championship battle is certainly going to be on. That's for sure, and it's going to be one. You got to keep your eye on Berkeley coming through the field, but you've also got to keep an eye on Lewis Hill. If you can stay out of trouble and get to the front, that's where it's going to be won.
We're about 15 seconds away from being able to get our final grid of Sprint Car Summer Series, and fairly fitting that it's basically the end of summer for us to end the series. It's been a hot series as well, hotly contested, and as it should be throughout this series the whole way through. So a big thanks to all of the supporting partners behind the scenes, Down Under Graphics, Ash Media, Speedway Footage, Brett yourself for jumping in. It's been a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to more dirt coverage and more dirt series in the future here on V8's Online.
Yeah, look, it's been a fun 4 weeks, and I got to thank yourself and V8's Online for having me. It's been a fun 4 weeks, but it all comes down to this race. Who are we going to be crowned? Who are we going to be crowning the Down Under Graphics Sprint Car Summer Series champion? And well, now that I'm going to pull you off the fence right now. You got 24 starters. You know where they're starting. Who you got to take out the final?
Hewitt to finally win one.
I'm going Goodyear. I'm going Jock. He's been fast all night, and to come from fourth to first in his heat race in just 10 laps. He's got 30 laps to do it this time, and he starts position number 4. But we'll go through your starting grid if you are ready.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the 48 of Tim Harris starts on pole. The 22 of Daniel Gow starts out of position number 2. The 077 of Vince Romeo starts out of position number 3, and the 15 of Jock Goodyear starts out of position number 4. The 94 of Scott Butler lines up alongside the 666 of Lewis Hewitt out of position number 6. Lachlan Smith in the 911 starts out of position number 7. The 12 of Alex Bergeron starts out of position number 8. Out of position number 9, it's the 83 Momo entry of Joshua Schubert lining up alongside the Gavin Sadler Racing 71 of Gavin Sadler. Bob King starts out of position number 11 in the 51, lining up alongside him the 41 of James Robbie. At a position 13, the 11 of Trent Vardy lining up alongside the fake hectic Harry of Harry Edwards. At a position 15, Brett Gerards, he was your final car to transfer directly into the main event. Your B main winner, the 88 of Brenton Hobson, starts out of position 16. Dylan Sharman and Joel Berkeley, 17th and 18th. Interesting, as those guys were stuck together in Heat 1. Ryan Harris starts out of position number 19, and Jake Maloney out of position number 20. Mitchell Piskalek out of position number 21. Cody Murawski out of position number 22. John Schultz and Trent Cosley are your 23rd and 24 starters for the final round of the Down Under Graphics Sprint Car Summer Series. As we get set for the final round. And I'll say it again, let's get dirty for 30. Here we go. We are green. Gowie with a great
No, we're not.
Already cars, the 42 of Brett Gerards. Not sure what happened to him, but Brett Gerards was one of those cars involved in that opening mayhem.
CPR replay coming up on screen now, and Trent Vardy was also involved in that, and we'll try and pick up exactly what happened.
He was blinking all over the place.
Yeah.
And he came down into the 42 of Brett Gerards. And how about, with a bit of luck, those guys, Joel Berkeley was actually behind those two drivers, and he somehow got through, and that's the luck that you need to have to win championships. The cars forming up behind the pace truck, and a couple of these drivers will get quite a few wave rounds. I know we don't have wave rounds in Speedway, but considering that the pace truck had come out before these guys had gotten to the flag stand, they will be put behind the pace truck for the time being, and then I think they'll be able to go around and probably delay a green for a lap or two.
It was a really awkward start to that race, wasn't it? It was just unfortunate we saw the few guys get involved there, and probably another 5 or 10 metres down the track before that caution was thrown, we wouldn't have had any issues. So disappointing way to start the race, but it means that we're going to have a more hotly contested final 25 or so laps.
Yeah, I dare say that these drivers, considering that they're still coming round off of turn number 4, and the race leader Daniel Gow is going into turn number 3 at the moment. I dare say that we may not go green this time but well, it looks like we are going to go green. Not wasting any time. Daniel Gow gets us back underway for the final round of the sprint, the Down on the Graphic Sprint Car Summer Series. Battle on for 4th and 5th. Lachlan Smith and Vince Romeo side by side. Romeo on the top side. Smith with a slide job, and here comes Lewis Hewitt as well. Right in behind him right now. Can't find anywhere to go. Smith up top. Romeo with a slider on Smith. Romeo into the wall. That's going to allow Lachlan Smith and Lewis Hewitt. And here comes Bergeron with a slider. He puts on Romeo. Romeo tries to cross back underneath him now. Looking at 2nd and 3rd at the moment. It's Goodyear and Harris. They're a couple of car lengths separated, but right now it is Smith in 4th, Hewitt in 5th. Bergeron to the low side in turns 3 and 4. He's got Romeo trying to get back around the outside, and yellow is out for the 2nd time. And it looks like it's going to be Mitchell Piskalik in the 191.
If we can pick up a CPR replay and work out what exactly happened there to Piskalik. So we've now only got 20 cars left in this race. A few guys back in the field will be quite happy that that caution come out, and they'll be able to move their way back forward again. Piskalik's just had a big solo whoopsie there.
Yeah, look, you know what? It happens. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's sprint car racing. As the drivers lining up behind the iRacing official pace truck. Daniel Gow leading the field. Tim Harris in 2nd. Jock Goodyear in 3rd. Lachlan Smith in 4th. Lewis Hewitt rounds out the top 5. Alex Bergeron in 6th. 7th. Vince Romeo. Joshua Schubert 8th. 9th is Bob King. Gavin Sadler rounding out the top 10. You go back to James Robbie in 11th. Brenton Holbson 12th. 13th is Dylan Sharman and Joel Berkeley. 14th. Harry Edwards 15th. As we're getting set to get back underway here. As that, we're going around one more time. We didn't see the lights on the pace truck, so one more lap. And it will be, let's have a look how many laps complete. It'll be 11 laps complete when we get the green flag and 19 to run.
There's a few guys really starting to just work out what to do. They're playing a little bit of mental chess right now. They're not pushing overly hard, just trying to work out the weaknesses of the other drivers around, aren't they? It's going to be an interesting restart.
Well, that's what sprint car racing is all about. Sometimes trying to psych out your opponent, and if they can get the job done and they can take 1 or 2 spots, and then that's what is needed to do to get that position. Keep an eye on the black and blue 15 restarting in position number 3. Jock Goodyear, you haven't seen him all series so far. Can he pick up a win, or will Daniel Gow pick up his first win of the series? And whoa, Jock Goodyear. Surely there's going to be a black flag coming for that one, because he passed Tim Harris on the inside, but the green was out, so there may be a protest over that one. But Goodyear looking to the inside of Daniel Gow in turn number 3 and 4. Gow has the spot. Goodyear, and here comes Harris. Lachlan Smith right on the top side, bringing him is Lewis Hewitt and Alex Bergeron. Smith trying to get around the outside. Oh, wow, Jock just checked up a bit, and Harris almost tagged the back, but the yellow is out. And this time,
Sharman.
Oh, John Schultz involved late in that one as well. So, well, Dylan Sharman, he has had a shocking night after what started out so very, very well, setting quick time. He now finds himself back in pit road.
CPR replay on screen, just ran into the back of the 71 there of Gavin Sadler, and then got cleaned up from behind when he was forced to check up a little. That's ended Charman's night. Goodyear also out. We missed something with Jock Goodyear.
I think he's had a black flag because he passed Tim Harris on the inside of that last restart. So I dare say that the 15 with an illegal inside pass has to go and serve that penalty. So I think that's what you'll find. The 15 is back in pit road. So I'm going to retract my prediction at the start of the race, and I'm going to occupy the fence that you were sitting on.
You'll get splinters, trust me. It's going to shape up to be a good finish right now. We're going to have, 14 to go when we cross the line. This is going to be on.
No, it's going to be 13.
13, we've got another one on the yellow.
Yep. Yeah, lots are
still flashing away.
But hopefully we can get these last 13 laps in the books under green flag conditions, and tell you what, Daniel Gow, he'd be pretty happy with this win if he was able to hold off Tim Harris and Lachlan Smith, and he would actually be the first driver throughout the 4-week series other than a TTL car to pick up victory. So a nice little stat there going into the last 13 laps as well. So lights are out on the pace track. Daniel Gow, Tim Harris, Lachlan Smith, Lewis Hewitt, and Alex Bergeron. Your top 5. We are back underway. The pace car hits the infield, and we are going green again. Gow gets a little high on the entry into turn number 1. Bergeron trying to fight Hewitt for 4th and 5th right now. As Hewitt, wow, he got a lot of momentum there going into turn number 3 and 4, nearly 3 wide for positions 3, 4, and 5. Bergeron, calling Bergerings on the inside of Lewis Hewitt. Now that's your 4th and 5th spot. Here comes Bob King as well. Harris on the inside again, side by side. Wow, a lot of racing going on up towards the front of the field right now. Bergeron still on the inside as Hewitt. He gets around the outside of that 12 machine now, shuts the door going into turn number 3 and 4. Hewitt through the middle trying to pick up 3rd on Lachlan Smith. Smith up top, Bergeron on the low side yet again in turn number 1 and 2. 10 to run here at Volusia. Bergeron, he goes back to the top side of the racetrack. Hewitt down low, trying to get the run off turn number 4. Here comes King now on the low side. Hewitt slid up in front of Bergeron. Bergeron and King side by side. Now they go high and low everywhere in the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. King and Bergeron side by side. That's your battle for 5th. Daniel Gow still out in front from Harris and Lachlan Smith in 3rd. King looking for a podium. Wow, Bergeron right up top of the racetrack. Takes back over 5th. He was so close to getting the tail take of the 666 of Lewis Hewitt. Look at this 4-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th now. Wow, 3 wide if you don't mind. King, Hewitt, and Smith. Oh, slight contact. Bergeron wants to make this 4 wide for a moment. And a little hesitation there. He had to get out of the gas. Hewitt to the low side in 3 and 4. Oh, Bergeron just caught the wall in 3 and 4. He's going to lose a spot. What a battle to come. 5 laps remain here at Volusia. King on the inside of Hewitt. Smith starts to pull away. Oh, Bergeron into the wall. He's got damage, and that is his night done and dusted. Hopefully we can stay clean and green for the last 4 laps of this series. Here comes Harris. Harris to the inside of Daniel Gow into 3 and 4. Oh no, that will finish the race, and that will finish the series. That was
Hobson.
Wow. I mean, you hate to see it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Joel Berkeley finishing 17th. Lewis Hewitt finishing 5th. The points, this is going to be close.
Going to be very, very, very tight when we get the official points, and we'll hopefully have them at the end of the broadcast. Wow. What a race.
I'm just going to say that battle for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth was just phenomenal. Lachlan Smith, Bob King, Lewis Hewitt, Alex Bergeron, Taker, Bow. That was epic. I mean, there was little to no contact there between those four guys. They were three wide. Bergeron thought about making it four wide there at one stage, coming off turn number two, but you had to get on the binders. That was an absolute outstanding race, and it's just a shame that for the second week, or for the first time in the series, actually, we're going to finish under yellow.
Yeah. It's probably the most anticlimactic end we've had to the entire series, with the first three races all ending in a 1 or 2 lap dash. To end it under yellow is a little bit disappointing, but Daniel Gow, congratulations to you, because you did a fantastic job holding off those fighting cars behind. That was a fantastic battle.
It certainly was. I mean, yeah, hats off to all these drivers. Just having a look, just trying to quickly work out who will be the hard charger for tonight. John Schultz from 23rd up to position number 13, picking up 10 spots. So officially, if he can finish in 13th spot, he will pick up the hard charger for tonight. But other notable mentions, Jake Maloney from 20th up to position at number 11. Brian Harris from 19th up to 12th. But as the cars come across the start-finish line, we'll go through your finishing order. Daniel Gow picking up the win in the double two machine. Coming home second was Tim Harris. Lachlan Smith comes home in position number 3. Bob King in position 4. Lewis Hewitt rounds out the top 5. We go back to James Robbie in 6th. 7th with Joshua Schuberth. Harry Edwards in 8th. Vince Romeo 9th. And Alex Bergeron rounding out your top 10. Go back to Jake Maloney, Ryan Harris, John Schultz, Scott Butler, Brendan Hobson in 15th. Gavin Saddle 16th. The first car to go down a lap. 17th was Joel Berkeley. Cody Morosky 18th, 19th, Jock Goodyear, Dylan Sharman in 20th, Mitchell Piskowicz 21st, Trent Gosley 22nd, 23rd, Trent Vardy, and Brett Gerard, your 24 cars for tonight's main event. And wow, what a finish, what a race. I mean, all 4 weeks were fantastic, Jay.
It's been a phenomenal series the whole way through. We'll get some chats from our race winner in a few moments. So I think we've got him in the booth already. We'll bring him in straight away. Here he is.
How you going?
Congratulations, mate. Brett, over to you.
There you go. It's look, been a long time coming, but you finally put this 22 in victory lane.
Yeah, finally. It has been a long time coming. It's just the way I wanted to finish this series out. It's been so much fun.
You talk about that race. You know, you sort of got to the lead, and you weren't really challenged all that much. But all of a sudden, in those sort of last 5 to 10 green flag laps, I'm not sure if you know, but that 48, Tim Harris, he was starting to come, very, very quickly.
Oh, I knew Tim was coming. My car went off massively. I think it might have something to do with me tagging the wall going into 1 on that last restart. But I could see him coming. I'm like, no, not letting it happen.
Hey, look, the whole month throughout the series, you've had some, you had some ups, you've had some downs, but this win, where does it rank, sort of as broadcast race wins?
This is actually, I think, my first broadcast race win.
Well, look, there you have it. You learn something new every day.
So it definitely goes at number 1.
I'd hope it goes at number 1. Hey, next, I think in 2 weeks' time, you sort of trade your colours in rather than run for the SSR guys. You're gonna put the Kiwi colours in. What do you take out of tonight and put into a couple of weeks' time?
Honestly, not much. It's a different track, so it's going to be a completely different ball game.
You got a teammate or a couple of teammates going up against you on the opposite sides. How do you race those guys, knowing that it's Australia versus New Zealand?
At the end of the day, they're still my mates. I'll race them hard. They know that. So as long as we all come out of it the same way we went into it, we should all be happy.
Well, no doubt. I'm sure you got some sponsors you want to thank.
Yeah, Trackstar Racewear, Speedway Shop, all the boys at Synergy Sim Racing. Bob, just killer on setups as normal. That's about it.
All right, there we have it. Daniel Gow coming home with the win, starting on the outside of the second round. We move down the line. He started on the pole and comes home in second place tonight. Runner-up this week, Tim Harris, but hey, still a good result for you and the team.
Yeah, absolutely, Brett. I think there was a bit of a missed opportunity there where you had some really good pace towards the end of that and had a real good battle with Gowie. Good work on his part to get the win tonight. We just sort of left our run a little bit late, but hey, I'll take a second any week, I think. Had some good pace towards the end of this series and missed opportunity earlier in the series, having a few DNFs and bad runs. So could have been, but happy with the result tonight.
A little bit annoyed that obviously, the first 3 weeks, we either had a 2 or 1 lap shootout, but obviously this week just wasn't meant to be. But was that part, do you get a little bit annoyed at that? But at the end of the day, you just got to, cop it on the chin and say, hey, look, that's sprint car racing.
Yeah, it's funny how it always seems to work out like that. I think people just might be getting a bit eager towards the end of the race and running out of time to make an opportunity happen. So, yeah, I don't know why it happens, but I think the one-lap shootouts, it sort of makes it difficult for the person in second unless they really get a ripper of a start. It's not really going to produce much unless the guy in front makes a mistake. So that's sort of like what we saw last week when I was able to hold off Joel and all that. So I was hoping we were going to go green all the way to the end because I think we were right in for a good chance there, but yeah, that's racing.
I'm not sure if you got the battle behind you or not, but man, those guys, there was a 4-car battle for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. But hey, look, congratulations on second. You picked up the win last week in Knoxville. You got to be very happy with that, and I'm sure you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, we had a pretty good run towards the end of this series and pretty happy with the result overall. Congrats to, I think Lewis ended up clinching that championship only just. But yeah, just like to thank the team sponsors, Ash Media, Speedway Footage, SimSpec Engineering, Hyper Stimulator, and then Down Under Graphics as well. And then I also like to thank my personal sponsor, Thy Designs, my brother Ryan, who's also racing tonight. He does some pretty awesome graphic design work, and you should go check them out if you get the chance. Also like to thank V8's Online for all the awesome coverage of this championship. I hope we see some more events on here before too long, and looking forward to the Aussies versus the Kiwis in a week's time.
All right, bud. Good luck in that one. As Jay, I think I'll let you finish it up with Bob for the night.
Yep, and firstly, Bob, is that confirmed championship points that I'm looking at in that spreadsheet there?
Yes, correct.
So congratulations to Lewis Hewitt, winning by 3 points in the end. 786 versus 785. So a 3-point victory in the end to Lewis Hewitt after winning the first 2 races by literally nothing. Disappointing end to round 3 and a bit of redemption tonight for him, but firstly, first question for you is how do you find the series? How much enjoyment did you get out of this series and running the series overall?
Yeah, it was definitely a news challenge, being involved in running the series and trying to race at the same time. It obviously makes it a little bit more difficult to do, but yeah, I think overall everyone had a pretty good time, and I think it was a pretty good success.
Race tonight didn't go as bad as some of the other ones you've had. You've had a bit of up and down luck throughout, but a pretty solid result tonight.
Yeah, I've had pretty good car speed throughout the series, just sometimes a break in focus and some bad luck, and it goes that way. But it looks like Gowie's got third in the championship as well, so congrats to him.
Pipped you by 5 points, mate. That's literally that battle that you're in at the end of the race there. You and Lachlan, Lewis, and also Alex, that was a pretty intense battle you guys were having, almost 4 wide at one point.
Yeah, it'll be good to go back and watch the replay on that one. It's a shame they ended under caution. Had some pretty good speed. I might have been able to pick a couple more positions, I think, but we'll have to leave that to another day, eh?
Just quickly, when you watch that replay, turn the volume down.
Did Brett get a little bit excited?
I need new headphones.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'll let you be the judge on that one.
That was very, very good. We better let you thank whoever you need to thank, because I know there's a lot of people behind the scenes that you will need to say thank you to.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll forget a lot of people, but thanks to everyone that's helped run the series. Obviously, the guys at V8's Online, you guys done a terrific job broadcasting. Brett for being in the booth. I'd like to thank all the guys at SSR and sponsors, Trackstar Racewear, the Speedway Shop. Who else have we got? Hazard Media for his help through the series. And obviously, probably the biggest ones are Joel Berkeley at Down Under Graphics.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone, sponsorship wise, and admin wise. So it's been an absolute pleasure bringing this series to everyone. And Tuesday night dirt night on V8's Online has been absolutely fun, and we'll do it all again in 2 weeks' time. And looking forward to that one. And as soon as you messaged me about that one, I'm like, yes, we want to be involved. But explain to those that aren't familiar with what we're actually doing, what is actually happening in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to have a head-to-head race, Australia versus New Zealand. They're a little bit more expertise in the midgets, and we seem to have the speed in the sprint cars. So we're going to take it head-to-head and see who can come out on top over the 2 divisions.
Yep, we'll have green and gold for the Aussie cars and a bit of silver and black for the Kiwi cars, and it's going to be a phenomenal night of racing and some pretty big names as well that are going to be jumping in the cars for that one as well.
Yeah, we've got all the top Australian drivers and a couple of top Kiwi guys, along with Shane Van Gisbergen, and it should be a great show. Thanks to V8's Online for getting involved with that one as well.
Yep, looking forward to it. But I think we might wrap it up and finish up the series. Brett, thank you for jumping in the booth with me. It's been a lot of fun over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, look, first of all, thanks to yourself and Bob and also Joel for asking me to come along. It's been a fun 4 weeks, no doubt about it. And this heat racing format in iRacing, it's certainly brought a whole nother level of excitement, when it comes to broadcasting dirt racing. So, look, it's been fun, and thank you, Jay, for putting up with my crap for the past 4 weeks.
It's been good fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I do love a bit of dirt action, and to actually be able to provide good coverage to an Aussie series and get a bit of exposure for you guys that really do deserve it out there on track, and hopefully we can get iRacing to listen and work out some proper times for a pro series that we can be involved in. Fingers crossed. I know everyone's hoping for that. But we will wrap it up. Thank you to everyone for tuning in throughout the last 4 weeks here on V8's Online for the Down Under Graphics Sprint Car Summer Series. We will be back tomorrow night for Oceanic Sprint Championship. GT3 Racing heads to Silverstone. And then next week, final race of the iRacing official V8 Supercar Series. And we resume round number 2 of VRS V8 Scops. We head to Sonoma, where last season we saw a massive fight between the 2 championship protagonists of Rogers and Philcell. But until tomorrow night, big thank you once again to all of our supporting partners behind the scenes, Down Under Graphics, Ash Media Speedway Footage, JR Productions and Media. Your winner tonight, Daniel Gow. Championship winner, Lewis Hewitt.